düşmenlerin ahir ve akıbetine hayrola. Ağır esması tafret evladı uğraşında savcın efendilerimizin sayıren diyacem ve Resulü kıyan haziratın el-maşeriflerine biriniz Gül-Allah Habeşi radıyallahu anh efendimizin Şeyhimiz SahibulSaif Abdulkerim Rabbani Hazretlerinin ve alel husus bu caminin banisi ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş imam müezzin kaynlarının ve kahve ehli imanın ervahı için Allah rızası için el-Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâiketehu yusallûne alen-nebî. Ya eyyühellezîne âmenû sallu aleyhi ve sellimû teslîmâ. Allahümme salli alâ seyyidina Muhammed ve alâ âli seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayy ale's-salah. Hayy ale's-salah. Hayy alel-felah. Hayy alel-felah. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah.
La ilahe illallah. Elhamdülillah, elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. Nahmadullah Teala ve nagfir eşhedü en la ilahe illallah vahdehu la şerike leh. Ve eşhedü enne seyyidina Muhammeden abduhu ve habibuhu ve resuluh sallallahu aleyhi ve ala alihi ve ezvacihi ve sabit tabi khulafe raşidin mahdi min ba'di. Ve izrail mati ala tahkik. Hussein halamati khulafe rasul ala tahkik. Umar el-Mu'minin Hazreti Ebu Bakr, Umar, Osman ve Ali ve ala baki sabit tabi'in ridvanullah ta'ala aleyhim ecmain. Ya eyyuhal mu'minul hazirun idakullah ta'ala ve te'innallaha mellezine tekvellezine hum muhsinun. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala eşrafil enbiya ve mursalin seyyidina Mevlana Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the universes. He is Allah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The most merciful. He taught the Quran. He has created man. He has taught him speech. The sun and the moon move by precise calculation. And the stars and the trees make sajda. And the heavens he raised high, and he has set up the balance so that you don't pass beyond the balance. So establish weight with justice and don't fall short in the balance. It is He who spread out the earth for His creatures. Inside are fruit and sheathed date palm trees and husked grain and scented herb. Then which of the favors of your Lord will you deny? Sadaqallahu al-Azim. And may all peace and blessings be upon the master of the prophets, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Ya Allah, bless our Master Muhammad, who is the Kutub of majesty, the son of prophethood and the message, the one who guides us away from mistakes and the one who delivers us from ignorance. May Allah bless him and grant him peace, with a constant blessing continuing and succeeding with the changing of days and nights. Amen. May peace and blessings be upon him and upon his noble family and his blessed companions, especially upon the four Khulafa Rashidin, Hazreti Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazreti Omar Farooq, Hazreti Osman al-Ghani, and Hazreti Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. Ya ayyuhal mu'minun, O believers, Allah is our Lord and our Master, and we are His servants. A man who lives as a servant of Allah will be successful in this life and the next life. But those who forget the nature of their relationship with Allah and declare themselves as lords, they will face the anger and punishment of their Lord. the basis of Islam, the basis of all knowledge, it is founded on the understanding of the nature of our relationship with Allah. This is why Holy Prophet ﷺ said, Ras al-Hikmat, Makhafatullah, the beginning, the head of all knowledge is the fear of Allah. Today the fear of Allah is gone from all our hearts. SahibulSaif Shaykh Abdulkerim al-Kibrisi Rabbani, Qadaslahu Sir, said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet ﷺ is saying to us, have fear from Allah. That is the beginning of all knowledge. If a man has fear from Allah, and if a man is in an awakening station and he is knowing, my Lord is watching me now, how are you going to go to harm somebody else? How are you going to go doing things saying, I want this and I want it that way? Are you a servant? You must ask yourself, am I a servant? Yes, I am. What is the duty of a servant? To hear and obey. To hear Allah and to obey Allah. But in Akhir Zaman, the training stopped. The reality of Islam stopped. The real teachings of Islam stopped. The love of Allah stopped, and the fear of Allah stopped. The people have fear from the governments, from the police, but they have no fear of Allah. They run around to steal, to do wrong things. They are looking around to do things, and they're looking out for the police, but they are not worrying that Allah is watching them. That's what happened. The faith is gone. Faith in Allah is gone. Yet people still read the Quran, but faith is gone. Because Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, in Akhir Zaman, there is going to come people who are going to recite the Quran so beautifully that when they recite the Quran, they're going to move your hearts. There will be thunders in your hearts from the way that the Quran will be recited. But the Quran is not going to enter below their throats. It's not going to enter to their hearts. They're going to recite the Quran to earn money. They're going to become imams to earn money. And the words of the friends of Allah, they speak the truth. The friends of Allah, the awliya Allah, they take the words of Allah, the words of the Prophet, and bring it together to make us understand the time and the situation that we are believing in, making those words fresh and alive. Shaykh Efendi is describing exactly this time, this modern Islam age, this enlightened Islam age, this moderate Islam age. Look at how people are treating the Quran today. The Quran is a speech of Allah. People talk about it like it is the newspaper. They have discussion groups and halakas where anyone can dare to say whatever they want about the Quran Majid, the Furqan Hamid. But Holy Prophet ﷺ already gave the warning to those who play with the Holy Quran, saying, whoever speaks on the Quran without knowledge, let him take his seat in hellfire. Today's scholars, today's Quran commentators, they are not even telling people about the hellfire. They are reading the Quran and commenting on the Quran and completely deleting the parts of the Quran that causes a man's heart to fill with the fear of Allah. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the hellfire in the Quran to make a man remember that if he deviates and rebels against Allah, that Allah has the ability and the right to punish that man. The Holy Quran is telling us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say to those who denied Him on the Day of Judgment, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, you will surely eat from the tree of Zakum, and you will fill your bellies with it. And on top of that, you will drink boiling water. You will drink it like a thirsty camel drinks. This will be their welcome on the Day of Judgment. And the words of Allah speak the truth. Who is going to get that kind of welcome on the Day of Judgment? Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying that Jahannam is for every hard-hearted, cruel, and arrogant person. And he ﷺ also said, the arrogant will be gathered on the Day of Judgment as tiny atoms in the image of men. Disgrace will be cast over them from every place. They will be dragged to a jail in Jahannam called Balus, to be drowned in the fire of all fires, drinking the bile of the people of Jahannam, driving them into madness. And here, is describing the fire of regret that the people of Jahannam are going to feel, saying, indeed, the people of hellfire, they will cry so much that if ships wanted to sail on those tears, they could sail on them. Then they will weep blood in place of tears. Yes, Muslims used to read the Quran. They used to listen to this. And they used to pass out from the fear of such an end. The same men who stood like mountains when they heard about the anger of Allah, they would fall down. Hazrat Hassan said that once Hazrat Umar Farooq radiallahu an was reading the ayat, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Surely the torment of your Lord is sure to come. Nothing can change it. When Hazrat Umar came to these ayats, he couldn't breathe anymore. And people had to come and check on his health for 20 days. And the son of Hazrat Umar, Hazrat Abdullah ibn Umar, used to cry so much from the fear of Allah that he lost his eyesight. Somebody was wondering about this, and Hazrat ibn Umar said, "You are looking at me crying. You must know that even the sun is crying from the fear of Allah." Those are the Sahaba Kiram, the companions of the Prophet, the ones who are our examples. They are the ones who are promised paradise, that the angels came to help them in battle. The higher level they reach, the more their fear becomes. As Hazrat Hassan al-Basri radiallahu anhu is saying, the believer who does the best deeds is the most fearful. If he were to spend a mountain of wealth in the way of Allah, he would not feel sure it was accepted until he sees it. The more righteous and pious he becomes, the more he fears. But the hypocrite, the munafiq, says, there are so many people. I will be forgiven. No problem. So he does wrong and evil deeds, but he holds foolish wishes about Allah. We have fallen into the description of the hypocrites given by Hazrat Hassan al-Basri. Shaykh Efendi is explaining what happened to the Ummah, saying, the faith of the Sahaba Kiram, the companions to Allah and His Prophet, made them strong. They were aiming for the hereafter, for the Akhirat. They didn't care for this world. They understood the foolishness of this world. They understood that yes, this world, it is only a trick and a trap for a believer, and they followed the footsteps, they followed the orders of the Holy Prophet. The way that they follow, completely blindly. They never questioned anything what Prophet was said. They accepted it and they followed it, and that's why Holy Prophet is saying to them, if they were to have seen you, they will call you crazy, lunatic, idiots. If you were to see them, you will not call them believers. People of Akhir Zaman, 24 hours a day they are in doubt because they open the doors for shaitan in their hearts. And shaitan is coming whispering to them, what about this? What about that? What about this? Driving them crazy. And so-called believers, they are angry all the time. Believers, they have no peace. Believers, they are in trouble 24 hours a day. We should take these words seriously. If the Sahaba Kiram were to see the Muslims of Akhir Zaman, they would call us kafirs. Do we really think what that means? If the Sahabis, the companions came and saw how the Muslims are living, how they are praying, how they are fasting, how they are making hajj, how they are sitting in the masjids, how they are treating the holy ones, they would look at all that and say, these people, they are not Muslims. May Allah protect us. So how do we become Muslims who are walking on the path of the companions, who in this end of times, in the Akhir Zaman, fit to the category of believer? Shaykh Efendi, SahibulSaif, is saying, before he passed away from this life, the Prophet ﷺ is saying to us what he has left to us. He is saying to the Sahaba Kiram what he left to them. He is saying it to the Sahaba Kiram, and through the Sahaba Kiram, through the companions, he is saying to us what he has left to us. He is saying, I'm leaving you the book of Allah and the sunnah of Rasulullah ﷺ, the teaching, the lifestyle, and everything that the Prophet did. I'm leaving it to you. The companions were the ones who knew the sunnah. They watched and they witnessed how Prophet ﷺ was living. In another hadith, he's saying to us, I'm leaving you two things: the book of Allah and the Ahlul Bayt, my grandchildren. Anywhere they are and any time they are in, if you hold on to them, you will find safety. So from that time until now and until the Judgment Day, there will always be people among us from the Ahlul Bayt. Who are the Ahlul Bayt? There are different types of Ahlul Bayt. Some people who are Ahlul Bayt are reaching through the bloodline to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. But Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying that there are also those people who have taqwa and those people who are keeping on the Siratul Mustaqim, on the way of Allah and His Prophet. He ﷺ is saying, the ones who are trying to give guidance to my whole nation and they are keeping on the Siratul Mustaqim are also from my Ahlul Bayt. They are also from my family. I am accepting those who have taqwa. So anyone who is coming to us to teach us something of what Allah is ordering and what His Prophet ﷺ is ordering, we must listen and we must obey. Our duty is to accept the truth. It is not our duty to look at the one who is bringing it and to search about that one. If it's the right thing, then take it. His lifestyle is not your business. It's the business of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not our business. Our business is what we are doing in our lives, how we are correcting ourselves. Our business is to find a Shaykh, someone who is following the footsteps of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, to watch him physically, submit our will to that one and to learn from that one. That is the way. That is the way of the Sahaba Kiram, and that is the way that for 1400 years the Muslims found safety. They submitted to those who had submitted themselves to Allah. They loved those whom Allah loves, and they left those whom Allah left. When do you do that? When you do that, what happens? You are in the association of those who are beloved to Allah. And Allah's beloveds are in His aman, His protection. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, Allah will never cast His beloved one into the hellfire. You are in the company of those who are protected from hellfire and for whom the paradises and the sohbet of Allah is being prepared. And those are the real friends. The real friends will remember you on the Judgment Day. Those who remember you today, they will remember you on Judgment Day. Those who forget about you today, they will only remember themselves on Judgment Day. The Shaykhs and the awliya Allah, they don't remember themselves. They spend their time in their lives to remember you. But few are grateful. Few remember. Hazrat Hasan al-Basri radiallahu anh said, take as many righteous friends as you can, because they will be a shafa'at, an intercession for you on Judgment Day. And Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying that on Judgment Day, the true believers will see that some of their companions are missing. So they will ask Allah about them and beg Allah to release them from hellfire. They will say, Ya Rabbi, they used to pray with us, they used to fast with us, they used to do Hajj with us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, go and take out whoever you recognize. So Allah will protect the bodies of those believers from the hellfire, and they will be allowed to walk inside. They will enter hell and see people suffering in the fire according to their sins. Some will be inside the fire up to their ankles, some up to their knees, some up to their hips, some up to their chests, and some almost sunk in the fire. The true believers will pull out their companions and place them in the water of life, where their bodies will regrow again, and they will be allowed to enter paradise. And the Prophet of Allah speaks the truth. This is not a da'if hadith. This is recorded by Imam Bukhari in his Sahih. Yet Imam Muslim is giving more description of that incident, putting a hadith in his Sahih saying that after the mu'mins, after the believers save their friends, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, the angels have made shafa'at, the angels have made intercession, and the prophets have made shafa'at, and the mu'mins have made shafa'at. There is no shafa'at left except the shafa'at of the most merciful. Then Allah will grab a handful of the people of Jahannam who never even did a single good thing. Now this is Islam. This is the way of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Holy Prophet ﷺ is Shafa'il Muthnibin, the intercessor of the sinners. And those who are with him are also intercessors. Our only hope to be saved in the next life is to be in the companionship, in the sohbat of those who are in the Holy Prophet's sohbat, because they will not forget about you. They will not forget about you, especially on Judgment Day. As they are doing in this world, they will enter into hellfire to rescue you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise their station, and may Allah keep us with them. Listen to Shaykh Efendi. Listen to the friend of Allah. He is saying, wake up to yourselves. The Holy Prophet ﷺ is mubashiran wa naziran. He gives warning, and he is giving the good news to mankind. And all his inheritors, they are doing the same. These words are for you and for me. If you want, take it. You will win. If you don't want it, there are two doors. Either you are going out from the right side or the left side. America is not going to save you. Whoever is promising, giving promises, is not going to save you. Your good deeds and the intention in the good deeds are going to save you. Nothing else. Maybe then you will find some good lawyers, because you have good deeds and you have good intentions. Then you may find good lawyers who will speak for your behalf in the Judgment Day. So many people today are losing their lawyers too. They go against their sheikhs. They do so many secrets behind their sheikhs. They think that the sheikhs don't know. Well, what kind of sheikh do you think that is going to be? If it's just like your thinking, and if one wall is separating him from the wrong thing that you are doing, definitely that one is not a sheikh. Know that. But if that sheikh is going to use some technology to know, definitely that one is not a sheikh too. So wake up to yourself, inshallah rahman. We are meaning to enter to paradise, and paradise is our place. We are lonely in this world. No matter who is around you, you are always lonely. You are longing for your original house, and you are bound towards that. But so many times, so many people are entering to the road that shaitan is guiding. You are longing to your house, and you are running into hellfire. Ya Rabbi, make us to enter into the caravan of those who are returning to our real home. Make us to stay in the caravan of your friends. Make us to enter into the caravan of those who have been given the power of Shafa'at. Make us to stay with them who remember us and who look for us here and hereafter. Thank you for making us to be in the association with your friend. Amen. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah lazim. La ilaha illallah. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد كل شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين سبحان قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح سبحان قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح سبحان قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح إن الدين عند الله الإسلام قاموا الصلاة
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
سيدنا مولانا محمد رسول الله صلى الله
Sübhaneke ya azim. Subhanallah. Ala nimetil İslam ve şerefli iman daimen elhamdülillah. Teala şan ve la ilahe ve illallah ekber. Allahu ekber kebira velhamdülillahi kesira ve subhanallah vasila la ilahe illallah ve la vasihu la şerike leh. Lebil mülk ve lebil hamdu ve huve ala kulli şeyin kadir. Subhane rabbiyel aliyil alel vehhab.
Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. El Fatiha.
Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amener Resulü bima unzile ileyhi min Rabbi vel mu'minun. Kulun amene billahi ve melaiketihi ve kütübihi ve resulih. La nüferrugu beyne hadin min rusuli ve galu semine ve atan ufraneke Rabbena ve ileykel masir. La yükellifullahu nefsen illa vusaha leha ma kesebet ve aleyha mektesebet. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين آمنا بالله صدق الله العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس الله أكبر
La ilahe illallah, la ilahe illallah, la ilahe illallah, la ilahe illallah, la ilahe illallah, la ilahe illallah, la ilahe illallah, la ilahe illallah, la ilahe illallah.
La ilahe illallah Seyyidina Mevlana Muhammed Resulullah sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem. Allahümme salli ala Muhammed ve ala Ali Muhammed ve sellem. Allahümme salli ala Muhammed ve ala Ali Muhammed ve sellem. Allahümme salli ala Muhammed ve ala Ali Muhammed ve sellem. Allahümme salli ala اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم اللهم صل على محمد صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم صل يا رب وسلم على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى الكل الأجمل والحمد لله رب العالمين على أشرف العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات
صلى الله عليه وسلم.
على أفضل العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات على أكمل العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات صلوات الله تعالى وملائكته وأنبيائه ورسوله وجميع الكلام محمد وعلى آل محمد عليه السلام ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته رضي الله تبارك وتعالى سيدنا سيد رسول الله أجمعين وعن تابع ميسانمة مجتهدين المهدين وعلى معلمتكم على الأولياء الصالحين وإلى مشايخنا التركة نقشبندية العليا ودس الله تعالى هرمام زكية من أمر الله تعالى تبارك وعد الله تعالى تحفظ دائما والحمد لله رب العالمين.
الفاتحة. فاتحة.
Allah